Bismillah Rahman Rahim. We will start with the recitation from the Holy Quran, for which I will call Hafiz Sabahuddin Mazhar on the stage.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة والرحمن الرحيم والله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون والله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. He is Allah. There is no God worthy of worship except Him, knower of the seen and unseen. He is the most compassionate, most merciful. He is Allah. There is no God except Him, the King, the most holy, the all-perfect, the source of serenity, the watcher of all, the Almighty, the supreme in might, the majestic, glorified is Allah, far above what they Him in worship. He is Allah, the creator, the inventor, the shaper. He alone has the most beautiful names. Whatever is in the heavens and the earth constantly glorifies Him, and He is the Almighty, All-Wise. Sadaqallahu Azim.
Jazakallah khair for that beautiful recitation. Distinguished guests, respected colleagues, esteemed speakers, and dear students, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. On behalf of the Pakistan High Commission in Canberra, I warmly welcome you all to today's seminar on higher education opportunities in Australia for Pakistani students. This event has been thoughtfully curated to support and guide aspiring students from Pakistan seeking quality education in Australia. It brings together key stakeholders from both countries, including higher education experts and student representatives who will offer valuable insight and share their experiences. As of 2024, approximately 30,000 Pakistani students are currently enrolled in Australian educational institutes, making Pakistan one of the top source countries for international students in Australia. Out of these, 110 students are pursuing their studies on scholarships awarded by the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan. So if they can do it, so can you. The agenda of today's conference is displayed. Now, without any further delays, let's begin our program. It is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest who has joined us virtually from Pakistan, Mr. Syed Kashif Jahan. He is currently serving as a project director at the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan, where he oversees several scholarship schemes and academic linkage initiatives. He also serves as the National focal point for the European Commission's flagship program Erasmus, representing Pakistan in international academic collaborations with the European Union member states and beyond. Now I request Mr. Kashif to share his insights on the role of AGC and key initiatives to support Pakistani students in pursuing higher education abroad.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, depending on the time in your respective countries. As introduced, my name is Kashif, and I am currently serving as a project director at HEC, Higher Education Commission of Pakistan, where I oversee several scholarship opportunities for Pakistani students to study abroad and for international students to study in Pakistani universities under the umbrella of OIC and Commonwealth, along with other academic linkage initiatives. As already told, I also serve as the national focal point for the European Commission's flagship program called Erasmus+. Well, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be joining you all virtually today. This is my second virtual visit to Australia in 2 days' time. Day before yesterday, I was a guest speaker related to Erasmus Plus info session, which was organized by European Education and Cultural Executive Agency of the European Commission on a topic of Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters and Erasmus Mundus Design Measures, including the scholarship opportunities. Just for your information, if you already don't know about it, this is related to developing joint master's degree curriculum between European universities and universities from rest of the world. So that particular session was for the Pacific region that also included faculty and students from Australian universities. International Education Association of Australia was on board, along with speakers from Monash University and University of Southern Queensland. By the way, Pakistani students have been securing the highest number of European Commission's Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Scholarships in the world to study in different European universities for the fourth consecutive year. And this is a big achievement for Pakistan. So anyhow, on today's topic, just to give you a background, since inception, HEC Pakistan has awarded around 400,000 both national and international scholarships to Pakistani students. As far as international scholarships for Pakistani students are concerned, they are mainly of two types. The first is overseas scholarships for Pakistani nationals. That includes both for Pakistani faculty and students funded by, of course, Government of Pakistan in various reputable universities of the world, including the Australian universities. And the second type of scholarships are due to the agreements between Government of Pakistan and a number of friendly countries and agencies, to name a few, such as Commonwealth scholarships for teaching faculty and Commonwealth scholarship for general public for master's and PhD degrees. HEC nominates around 60 to 70 candidates each year under Commonwealth scholarship. Then there is Chinese government scholarship. HEC nominates around 70 to 90 candidates each year under Chinese government scholarships. Then there are other scholarships like Stipendium Hungaricum scholarships offered by Government of Hungary. HEC nominates around 400 scholarships each year, which is a big number for us. And then we also closely collaborate with countries like the UK under the umbrella of British Council, France, Campus France, DARD, Germany, Italy, Austria, Korea, Global Korea Scholarship, Thailand, Turkey, Brunei Darussalam, Romania, Indonesia, Morocco, etc. And that is where the crucial role of Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan comes in. And we are very thankful to our missions and embassies all over the world who support us on this. As far as Australian universities under HEC's overseas scholarships are concerned, over the years, HEC has awarded around 700 scholarships to Pakistani students to study in Australian universities. And as already told, around 110 scholars are currently on board. If I can name the universities with whom HEC had agreements, such as University of Melbourne, University of New South Wales, University of Western Australia, Macquarie University, Monash University, RMIT, University of Wollongong, University of Southern Queensland, Swinburne University of Technology, Murdoch University, and Edith Cowan University. So HEC had agreements with these universities for tuition fee waivers. A lot of these agreements have expired and they haven't been renewed due to financial constraints over the past years. We are hopeful that once we get out of the financial crunch, these agreements will be renewed and HEC will be able to send new batches of Pakistani students to top universities of the world, including the Australian universities. You will get to know about such opportunities from HEC website, along with the detailed criteria. Generally speaking, for initial shortlisting, HEC conducts a written test, which is HEC aptitude test, and based on that, merit list is prepared. The shortlisted students have to then get admission offers from top university of the world, with which HEC has got agreements of tuition fee waivers. In most cases, HEC provides stipend, health insurance, and one return international airfare ticket amount to the selected students. I won't get into sharing detailed eligibility criteria such as minimum academic score required, age requirements, as you can find all that once the new call for applications is announced. So that is a short overview of HEC scholarship opportunities available to Pakistani students in Australian universities. My request to Pakistani students who are currently studying or have studied or already studied from different Australian universities is to please share scholarship opportunities offered by different Australian universities via High Commission of Pakistan in Australia. They can then route to HEC so that we can disseminate these opportunities on our website and social media pages in order to reach a wider audience. So in conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to the High Commission for Pakistan in Australia, and of course to the Pakistani students at the Australian National University for organizing this event. Your efforts in bringing us together today are truly commendable. Thank you all for being here, and I look forward to the insightful discussions and inspiring stories. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable address and for joining us despite the time difference. Your presence today is truly an honor for us. Next, we will hear from Mr. Muhammad Bilal, who will walk us through the various higher education pathways in Australia, including undergraduate, postgraduate, and vocational streams.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm very thankful to all our guests and participants, and especially the students who are joining us from Pakistan online or Facebook page. So I would like to start our agenda and our discussion of today's meeting. I would like to explain about a little bit overview of higher education pathways in Australia. My name is Mohammed Bilal. I'm a PhD candidate in Australian National University. I will explain all different things step by step. The first is the Doctor of Philosophy programs, and then Master by Coursework program, Master by Research, Graduate Diploma, Graduate Certificate program, Vocational Education and Training programs, and a little bit I will talk about the National Innovation Visa uh, and their eligibility and criteria. Before going into details, I would like to a little explain about the universities in Australia. So Australia has the third most popular international student destination in the world, although it has a very low population, around 23 million. And also 8 out of 100 international universities are from Australia. The top universities are in Australia, and 5 out of 30 best student cities in the world are in Australia. In Australia, total around roughly 22,000 courses are offered by different institutes, different universities and colleges, which is around like 1,100 institutions. Here I should mention about a group of 8 Australia. These are the universities which are the top ranked in Australia, and they have a major leading contribution in debate and ranking and all research and development infrastructure of Australian universities. The first one is the University of Adelaide, Monash University, University of New South Wales, University of Melbourne, University National University, the University of Queensland, and the Universities of Sydney. And these are the most research intensive universities, and they have a very good research and development infrastructure and have a lot of scholarships and other programs which is supported by different government and different other organizations. So let's talk about PhD research pathway. This is same like you, for example, any scholarship, some basic criteria that you need is you have certain parameters, certain documents. So I'll just explain a little bit. First is supervisor acceptance is one of the key point in all PhD scholarships, and also not only supervisor acceptance, but some universities they also select student based on their initial or previous education and experience. The other list of document first is research proposal. I will not explain about the criteria. There are a lot of webinars and guidelines already on it about the proposal. Should have some basic points. And tested previous degrees are very important from Higher Education Commission or wherever you studied in your previous universities. It should be attested for any scholarship, for any opportunity. English requirement is compulsory in all over the Australia for all universities. They have different kind of tests. And statement of purpose, motivation letter, which is also very key document for your very competitive selection of any scholarship. And then recommendation letter of this institute. So after admission and enrollment stage, you will receive an offer letter or admission letter, and then university will issue confirmation of enrollment for international students, and then you apply for student visa independently from. There's a separate online portal for all types of visas. And last one is for any kind of visa or entry into Australia, you must have overseas student health cover, which is the health insurance you must have to buy before applying any kind of visa. The second point is the master by coursework, which is very most popular. And basically, they have more tutorial and more classes and units, and then assignments and projects-based education. The third one is the master by research, where you have to do both like coursework and 1 year research project with your college or with your institute or with your university. Eligibility is same like you should have bachelor from previous like 4-year education, and then English language test, and then at the end the transcript, which should be attested, and then reference letters. The fourth is a graduate diploma. It's a short-term specialization or pathway to a master. Usually it involves different kind of business studies, psychological sciences, education, and clean energy, or like such kind of short-term diplomas that are offered by different colleges and universities in Australia. These are also coursework, and the duration is usually around 6 to 1 year. Eligibility is same, like you should have bachelor degree and English language test, and the start date of these such kind of diplomas is like around February and July. And there are some online. So I think it's a very easy chance to get higher education opportunities in Australia after getting any kind of diploma from here or from your previous university. Second last is vocational education and training program. There are a lot of opportunities for not only like there are many types of fields. It's not like specific for any biology or any other. It's totally based on your skill or professional diplomas. The duration is also like 6 months to 3 years. And the key points is you should have offer entry into higher education through certificate of diploma, may provide the academic merit towards a degree, and then you can also learn a different industry relevant skills, and then you can make your career from your vocational exam. And the last point I would like to explain a little bit. Recently, the Australian government introduced a national innovation visa program to attract the global researcher for their it should be like it should be like global researcher, entrepreneurs, or innovator investors. The eligibility is a little bit different from your university admission or other stuff. Like that, you should have TOEFL level recognitions, and then you should have reception of some national research grant in Australia, like ARC, Australian Research Centre grant. And PhD is compulsory to apply. Should have the top universities, and the publication at the end is very important. Is the H index. Many students, they already know what is H index. You should have more than 14 to apply this visa. I think this is also a good opportunity for some talented students to do this kind of opportunities. So that's all from my side. Next, then we'll explain about different programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bilal, for that comprehensive overview. We now move on to a very important segment, which is on research scholarships in Australia, for which I now invite Mr. Hafiz Sabahuddin Mazhar to share some insights.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank Pakistan High Commission for giving the opportunity to come here and talk with the potential HTR candidates from Pakistan. So today I will be discussing, as you can see on my slide, I will be covering the topic like what are the different scholarships available, and how you actually get selected, what's the assessment criteria, and what's the overall application process looks like. So without any further ado, let's dive into that. So the first thing is scholarship options for Pakistani researchers pursuing HDR degrees. So in that, we can actually categorize these scholarships in two categories. The first one is government-based, the next one is the university-funded. So I know that even the university base is technically from the government, but still, to simplify things for you guys, we can actually categorize these in two. So first thing first, about the government-funded scholarship. If you look into this, we have multiple options. These are from our national government of Pakistan as well. So the first one is the prestigious HEC scholarships, which I think the Nafis said already earlier about. So the next one actually is from the provincial level scholarship, which is from the chief ministers merit scholarship. And one thing about this scholarship is very important, that this scholarship, although it's still merit-based, but it's more focused on the need-based categories. So all the students who have the annual household income of less than 2 lakh PKR, they are eligible for that, but it's merit-based to compete for that as well. And the third option is actually a foreign government scholarship, if we look at from the Pakistani students' perspective, because it's not from the Pakistani government itself, but it's from the Australian government. So that's why it's called foreign government scholarship. And the example is actually Australian awards. So this scholarship is very prestigious and important, and I will actually not go in details of that. The reason is one of my colleagues will talk about this exclusively. But the one thing about this scholarship is this scholarship is specifically designed for the students from the developing countries. So I'm sure that you guys have a good chance in it. As for the deadline of these scholarships, you can see the deadlines of the HEC scholarship is dependent on the vacancies available. But in case of this CMMS Chief Minister Scholarship and the Australian Award Scholarship, the deadline is around April of each year. Now, moving towards the second category of the scholarship, which is university-based scholarship. So if you can see, we also have three categories of the university-based scholarship. The first one is merit-based university scholarship. Now, in this category, the scholarship from the specific school inside a university can also come. So, but still you can categorize them as the scholarships from the university. And make no mistake that these are very, very competitive. So you have to be a top-notch candidate to win the scholarship. I will talk about those few points, that how you can win. But one of the example of this type of scholarship is RTP or AGRTP. A name can vary across the universities in Australia, but it's still the same scholarship. The next one is actually ARC funded research scholarship. So what is this? Just a bit background about the ARC. ARC is actually Australian Research Council. So in Australia, whenever a project is submitted to ARC, so there are always PhD positions available. So in this case, like I mentioned, the ARC is a main funding body, one of the main funding body in Australia. So you can actually see that there are some ARC centers within the university and not working independently, but they are associated with the different schools. Like in my case, as I'm from ANU, so we also have multiple ARC centers. One of them is ARC Future Crops Center for Future Crops and Training Development, and luckily we also have one of the awardee of that scholarship. So these scholarships are actually the deciding body is those ARC centers, but those students are still affiliated with the university. They are a part of university, and they are also the student of the same university. It's just their scholarship funding is controlled by those ARC funding bodies. The third option is the professor-funded PhD position. I know that most of you guys probably know about this, because this one is the most common or well-known type of a scholarship for any country. But I have a slight bad news for you guys here, and that bad news is in case of specifically for Australia, there are not a lot of these kind of scholarships available, but still there are. So this is on the number of the options you have on the table. So now we know what are the options we have when we want to apply for a scholarship. So what's next? Now we need to actually look at the assessment criteria. So how, I know you have a question, maybe why are you even telling us the assessment criteria first? Where is the application process? But trust me, if you want to go somewhere, you need to know what it takes to go there. So which is the assessment criteria in terms of winning a scholarship? So in the scholarship, I know this table might look very difficult for you guys, but let's break it down. Let's move from the left. So the first column is the criteria. You can see there are three criteria. You can see the categories: candidate, environment, and advisory team. The next column is the description. Again, we are moving from the left. Keep track. So as for the description, you can see the candidate one, it has which areas actually this category covers, which is academic performance, research potential, and project quality. Likewise, for the other two is research environment, resourcing, and experience, supervision, record, and support quality. Now the third column, which is weightage of these categories, this is very important. So you need to focus on this. So the first one for the candidates is 80%. Yeah, this is the most important criteria because this is you yourself, what you have to offer. And the next are, I know they are also they have the weightage 10% each. But again, I feel like if you want to win any scholarship, the first criteria is the one you need to more focus on, because that's you all your life. So now you can see the next three columns are actually the scoring points. So this is roughly as per the Australian system, like how they categorize or how they score your profile. So the first one is high score, obviously, medium score, and low score. Now, if you want to win a scholarship, what do you want to focus? Obviously, you want to score high. So the first column is what is your most interest lies in. So I'll talk about this first, but the other two I won't talk because if you want to win a scholarship, trust me, you don't want to score low or medium. So as for the high score, first thing first, you need a high CGPA. Yep, you need high scores to be eligible for a good scholarship, to win a good scholarship. Like I mentioned, they are very competitive. So your scores does matter here. And top masters, and then strong research output, which means your publication. You need to have good publication if you want to win a scholarship. Your scores are not just it. And then excellent references. Yeah, these references are those which your current supervisors or professors or teachers will submit to the university where you want to get admission in. And these are, trust me, very, very important. You don't want to mess this up, because this is one of the most important part of your application. And if your references are not good, but your profile is good, I don't think you can make it. So make sure your references are good. Be a good student. Don't expect from the teachers that you don't behave correctly and then they give you a very good references and you win a scholarship. No, you're not going to win. So always respect your teachers and be a good person. Be a good student. So, and the next one is high impact project. So what does this mean? You might question, oh, we are one of those students who are just doing degree after degree and we don't really have a work experience. So don't worry, this high impact project, all your internships, doesn't matter, paid or unpaid, they lies in here. Those extracurricular activities, those volunteer research work, it doesn't mean like, let's just suppose if you are from biology and you are doing something in chemistry or something which is not, let's just suppose, not related, then that doesn't count. But obviously the related research experience, doesn't matter, paid or unpaid, volunteer, that does count here, and that's very, very important. So now now we know that this first section is the most important one, obviously. And if you don't fall in the category of high scores, then you are falling in the medium score and low score. And if you fall there, then you have very less chances. I'm sorry to say that, but it is what it is. Fact is fact. You cannot deny that. So moving on to the next one. Now what we already know now from this presentation. What are the options available on the table, and what is the assessment criteria? Now you can evaluate yourself. So now you need to know the application process. So as for the application process, I'll quickly go through from steps. So the first three one is the identify scholarship opportunities, check eligibility criteria, and then the prepare required documents. So these first three, I'm assuming that whoever wants to apply for a scholarship, he should know this already. I don't feel like I should, there is a need to discuss these important, because I already told which are the options available. Eligibility criteria, if you find a scholarship, just go and look into that. You'll find yourself. And now prepare documents. Don't worry about preparing a hefty list of documents, because to contact a potential supervisor, you just need a good CV, your good transcripts, and that's it. And you just need a good email. These are pretty much what you need to contact a potential supervisor. And now because we are on the 4th point, how to contact a potential supervisor. Your email should be very good, precise. Don't give them the copy paste emails. Don't give them the generalized emails. Always be personalized, be specific, and you'll get answered from them. And if you get lucky, you get shortlisted for an interview. Also, before moving to the interview, always contact the relevant professors. Never try to go like, oh, nothing is matching, but you're still trying to connect, and then at the end of the day you're complaining, oh, no one answers me, or I don't get any acceptance. You always try to be specific. Always try to contact the supervisors whose research work is actually aligned with whatever you've done before. So if you get selected for the interview, one short tip for the interview is always ask questions. Whenever at the end of the interview you've been asked, do you have any questions? Then you should have some questions, because for PhD, at least for 3.5 years in Australia, you are moving from your home country to a foreign country. And how come you have no answers? No questions. If you ask him no questions, doesn't matter however your interview goes, you're not going to make it, because he's coming for a PhD, so supposedly he need to think about it. He need to use his mind, but he's moving to a foreign place and he's not thinking about anything, and he have no questions for me. So that's very important. Now the last three are just draft a research proposal, and you don't need to draft your research proposal beforehand. Once you get shortlisted for the interview, your potential supervisor will guide you which project he want you to be in, and whatever the details will be shared from your supervisor. And then you need to apply for the university admission, obviously, and then you need to wait. And if you get the offer, accept the offer. Congratulations, you got the admission. Thank you so much. That will be all from my side.
Thank you, Mr. Mazhar, for those insights. And thank you so much for all the Pakistani students who are very active and lots of queries. We will try to address some of them due to paucity of time. We won't be able to address all of them, but you are requested to kindly contact the scholars. अभी हम आगे जब स्पॉटलाइट पे मूव करेंगे तो उन सबके नाम और उनका जो है आप लिंक्डइन अप्रोच करके उनको खुद आप पर्सनली भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, and we would be happy to help all of you out. Now, being a master's student myself, next part will be presented by me, and it is on the procedure. किस तरीके कार से आपने अप्लाई करना है, क्या टाइमलाइन होगी, क्या क्या आपको डॉक्यूमेंट्स चाहिए होंगे, और फिर आपको कितना वेट करना चाहिए इस तमाम प्रोसीजर के लिए. Let's just walk you through a practical timeline for students aiming for semester 1 intake, which starts in Feb or March. So between March and June of the previous year, start researching universities and start preparing for your IELTS. To prepare for your IELTS, you don't need to join any academy. Online resources हैं, YouTube videos हैं, उनको आप देखें और practice करें. That's all you need. From July to September, you need to take your English test, whichever you think is more fit for you, and collect your transcripts, work on your essays. Applications are usually due between September and November. And from December to January, you'll accept your offers. Immediately after accepting your offers, you have to apply for your visa yourself. Australian visa का एक लंबा चौड़ा procedure होता है. So you need to work on your visa application. And finally, by mid-February, you're flying to Australia to attend your orientation. Now let's move on to the next part, which is how to apply for masters in Australia. University को आपने कैसे contact करना है और क्या तैयारी आपने करनी है यूनिवर्सिटी में डायरेक्टली एडमिशन भेजने की. So whether you're applying with or without a scholarship, the process to apply for a master's degree in Australia is quite clear. All it needs is time, focus and commitment from your end. It starts by researching university. आप अपने programs को shortlist करो और इस सबको ideally आपने एक साल पहले शुरू करना है अपने semester enrollment से. जब आपने यूनिवर्सिटीज और कोर्सेज को शॉर्टलिस्ट कर दिया, यू विल देन मूव ऑन टू क्रिएटिंग एन ऑनलाइन अकाउंट विद दैट पर्टिकुलर यूनिवर्सिटी. हर यूनिवर्सिटी के पेज पे आप खुद जाएंगे, खुद रिसर्च करेंगे, एक ऑनलाइन अकाउंट बनाएंगे. व्हेन यू आर डन विद द होल फिलिंग ऑफ योर एप्लीकेशन, यू विल हैव टू पे एन एप्लीकेशन फी. उसके बाद आप अपने सर्टिफाइड डॉक्यूमेंट्स को अपलोड करेंगे और ये तमाम ऑस्ट्रेलियन यूनिवर्सिटी तकरीबन 2 से लेके 8 हफ्ते लेते हैं रिस्पॉन्ड करने के लिए. तो आपको फिर वेट करना पड़ेगा. इफ यू आर एक्सेप्टेड, यू विल ईदर रिसीव अ कंडीशनल और एन अनकंडीशनल ऑफर. Your initial tuition fee deposit and then you will receive your confirmation of enrollment. COE रिसीव करने के बाद आपने फिर सब क्लास 500 ऑस्ट्रेलियन वीजा और whatever suits you उसके लिए अप्लाई करना है. But make sure to at least apply for your visa 6 to 8 weeks before your course starts. And don't forget, many of these Australian universities offer their own scholarships too. So these university scholarships can be based on academic merit, on financial needs, or on your particular फील्ड। तो आपको तमाम ऑस्ट्रेलियन यूनिवर्सिटीज की वेबसाइट पर जाकर रैंडमली आपको कुछ सर्च करना पड़ेगा। बहुत अच्छी इनकी डिजाइन होती हैं वेबसाइट्स, और I am sure you will find a scholarship that suits you, and that is according to your area of interest. Now moving on to the Australia Award Scholarship. क्योंकि मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया अवार्ड स्कॉलरशिप के अंडर मास्टर्स डिग्री कर रही हूँ, तो आई विल जस्ट क्विकली ब्रीफ यू अबाउट व्हाट दिस स्कॉलरशिप इज, eligibility, its benefits, and the general timeline. So, what does it take to be eligible for an Australia Award Scholarship? You must be a Pakistani citizen who is currently living within Pakistan. You need to have 16 years of education and at least 5 years of relevant work experience. It can be private, it can be government. There is also an age limit, and you should be under 45 years of age when you are applying for an Australia Award Scholarship. You need to meet the IELTS requirement of 6.5 bands with no band less than 6. And most importantly, you are expected to come back to Pakistan for at least 2 years, serve your country after completing this scholarship. The benefits are extensive, and it includes full tuition, welfare, living allowance, health insurance, fieldwork support, etc. अगर आप इसका टाइमलाइन देखें तो ये बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। ये टाइमलाइन है लास्ट ईयर का, क्योंकि अभी 2025 इनटेक का इन प्रोसेस है। तो लास्ट ईयर 2024 में इन्होंने 1 February को अपना पोर्टल ओपन किया था। देयर इज एन ऑनलाइन पोर्टल नोन एज ओएसिस। आपने अपना पूरा बायोडेटा और इन्फॉर्मेशन उसके अंदर फिल करनी होती है, और you need to submit all your documents. You need to prepare a development impact linkages plan, which is particularly related to your area of research. आप किस तरीके से सर्व करेंगे पाकिस्तान को when you come back to your country, उससे रिलेटेड होता है ये। तो the portal closes on 30th of April each year, and no late submissions are accepted by the Australia Awards team. In mid-July, the shortlisted candidates were contacted for interviews, and the interviews took place in August, and there are around 25 minutes long interviews, and the panel evaluates you for your academic merit, for your leadership skills, and potential impact in Pakistan. And priority is given to women and people from disadvantaged group by the Australia Awards. The final results for this were announced in late August last year, and successful candidates then went through their medical and visa process until their departure, which was in January this year. So it's a very structured and well competitive process. So, and I had for Australia Award Scholarship, you don't need to apply to the universities directly. ये खुद मैनेज करते हैं, but if you are aiming for a university scholarship, तो जो मैंने आपको प्रोसीजर अभी पहले बताया है, आपको खुद वो प्रोसीजर सारा फॉलो करके और उस पर्टिकुलर यूनिवर्सिटी की वेबसाइट पर जाकर कोई स्कॉलरशिप ढूंढकर अलहदा से अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा। Now let's move on to the next segment, and it's time to hear from those who have first-hand experience with the Australian education system. Please welcome our student representatives from University of Canberra. From University of Canberra, we have Mr. Mohammed Rahim, and from Australian National University, we have Mr. Jabir Hussain, who will briefly share their academic journeys, challenges faced, and success stories.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Mohammad Jahan Babar, and I am currently doing PhD in aerospace engineering at UNSW ADFA. Main campus of UNSW is present in Sydney, लेकिन बहुत कम लोग जानते होंगे कि UNSW का एक और कैंपस प्रेजेंट है जो कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन डिफेंस फोर्स एकेडमी कैनबरा में प्रेजेंट है। ऑस्ट्रेलियन डिफेंस फोर्स में जो कोर्सेज होते हैं बेसिकली बैचलर्स कोर्सेज ऑफर नहीं होते, सिर्फ पीएचडी और मास्टर्स के कोर्सेज ऑफर होते हैं। यूएनएसडब्ल्यू ग्लोबली टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में कंसिडर होती है। जब मैं इधर यूनिवर्सिटी में आया मुझे फील होता था कि जब आप ग्लोबली टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में पढ़ोगे तो आपको एक अच्छी फैसिलिटीज प्रोवाइड की जाएं ताकि आप अपनी पीएचडी को परस्यू कर सको, जो यूएनएसडब्ल्यू ने प्रोवाइड किए हैं। अगर आप इधर पीएचडी में अप्लाई करते हैं तो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ गुड फैसिलिटीज, यू विल गेट अ लॉट ऑफ फंडिंग, and the application process is similar as discussed by Sabahuddin and Bilal, that you need to contact the professors and then you need to discuss your research proposal, and then they will guide you to apply formally in the university. UNSW may basically currently there are a lot of exciting research going on. I am actually in the bio-inspired lab where we are working with the insects to extract aerospace strategies out of the insects. And there are a lot of other exciting opportunities are going on. So I will highly encourage all the students to apply in the UNSW. And if you need any kind of a guidance, just feel free to contact me on the LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Mohammed Rahim, and I'm here to represent University of Canberra and of Pakistani community who are studying at UC. So for the first, so पहले हम बात करेंगे about the scholarship. So जो भी international student आते हैं उनकी first होती है कि scholarship क्या है. So this is the first scholarship. Like UC के अगर आप page पे जाएंगे, you will find 30 to 40 scholarship for international student and for domestic. I'm here to talk about the international first. So this is one of the scholarship, like you will able to get 40% off. Of course, उस पे आपका criteria, you can go to the UC scholarship website and you can find more about the scholarship and everything. And I'll like to talk about more about the UC. So UC is a very nice and is considered one of the considered top 20 universities in Australia. And I basically formed Pakistan Student Association at UC to help Pakistani students. Of course, international students हैं, पाकिस्तान से आते हैं, family feel करते हैं कि उनकी families नहीं है and everything. So we are here for we are here for them. हमको एक events हम लोग host करते हैं to feel them comfortable and everything. And of course, एक events भी करते हैं about everything. That's all. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon to everyone. So we are really obliged to High Commission of Pakistan in Australia for hosting this event. So now, before further ado, what I'm gonna dig into the students' sports. हर एक की स्लाइड जो है ना चलेगी अपनी जगह पे, हर कोई उठ के अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करेगा, उसका जो मेजर बैरियर या जो चैलेंज, one of the major challenges he had or she had experienced in their lives during their PhD journey, so he can discuss that one. So starting out with our first PhD candidate, which is Hasnan Asif. So would you please introduce and give your feedback on this one?
Yeah, just give you the mic. Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. Syed Asif, my name is yeah. So my main research area is basically the artificial intelligence, and I'm focused on the generative AI most of the time. My Federal School of Environmental Society, and it's a convergence field that I'm working on these days is climate and data science. So it's a new emerging field, so I encourage everyone to buy it. So I have applied so currently I have UNSW, sorry, I have the ANU scholarship for the, which is a school scholarship, and I also have the supplementary scholarship. And you guys can contact me if someone has the AI background, so I'm more than glad to help them. Yeah, thank you.
All right, great. So now we have another candidate, Muhammad Bilal, who is on lineup. So he shares insight like which scholarship he's on and his one of the barriers and experience. All right.
Thank you. So back in 2021, they were serious scholarship from the FS Permanent Next. Now I am on a Australian National University scholarship. My research topic is exploring some molecular mechanisms in neurodegenerative disorders. So from last 5 years, I'm working on different kinds of molecular biology hypotheses and experiments.
Awesome. So now this is me, myself, Jabir San. I'm on AGRTP scholarship. Other than this award, I was also selected for fully funded scholarship of University of South Wales, but I joined ENU fortunately. Other than that, I was HSC scholar for both bachelor's and master's. As far as my PhD research is concerned, I'm working on the Mount Isa and MacArthur Basin in Australia. So I have to explore what and why expect of the basins. So now coming towards the next candidate, we have Hafiz Safahuddin Mazhar, who is also a good
My name is Slotin Mudan, and I'm a PhD candidate research globally at ANU. My research topic is finding the genetic control of income information in serious crops, which is very cell-centric concepts research. And as for my achievements, I won multiple scholarships, two in Australia, one in Canada, China, and then one of them was actually a master's scholarship, which was in Canada. That's pretty much it from my side. Yeah, splendid. So now we have Muhammad Aslan. He was also selected for Global Young Talent Singapore program. So now he will share his insights.
Assalamualaikum. मेरा नाम मोहम्मद अरसलान है और मैं थर्ड ईयर म्यूजिक कैंडिडेट इन ऑस्ट्रेलियन नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी मेरा रिसर्च टॉपिक है वो जेनोमेटिक कैनोला फॉर एक्सेलरेटेड ब्रीडिंग ऑफ डिजीज रेजिस्टेंस मैं 2023 में यहाँ पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आया था और जो मेरी स्कॉलरशिप है वो फ्यूचर क्रॉप ट्रेनिंग सेंटर विच इज ट्रेनिंग सेंटर रिसर्च ऑस्ट्रेलियन नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी में और जो जर्नी मेरी है वो ये कि मैं आर्ट्स की वजह से 6 months लेट हूँ अपनी स्कॉलरशिप से ये एक जर्नी का पार्ट है क्योंकि मैंने आर्ट्स दिया था स्कोर मेरा पहले 6.5 था पर मेरे स्कूल को 7 चाहिए था तो उसको मुझे रिपीट करना पड़ा ये एक है उसकी वजह से मैं 6 months लेट हो गया अपनी डिग्री से That's all.
Right. That's a cool journey. So now that we have a PhD candidate, Ikra Mariam, if you please share your insights.
Hello everyone, my name is Ikra Mariam and I am currently pursuing my PhD from Australian National University in the Darwin-based University Scholarship. And I am working on investigating the phenomenon of undistributed reference solutions. And I completed my master's from University of Canberra back in Pakistan. And alhamdulillah, I was honored as a gold medalist in one of my masters. And yes, if I will talk about my struggle, so mainly definitely academic achievements, your strong research background are key factors in just getting scholarship. So yeah, just focus on your research background and your academic achievements, and the community CGPA. So yeah, best of luck.
Yeah, excellent. So another PhD candidate we have Taiba Fazal. Yeah, please share your thoughts on it.
Hello everyone, PhD student from ANU. So as long as these things are like very competitive, very positive and everything. So in order to achieve that, you have to build a profile in a proper way. So as you can see that I was already a medalist from content and I was holding with some scholarship. So the one piece of advice I would like to give that never ever self-reject yourself and also never let go of opportunities either they are paid or free. Thank you.
Yeah, great advice. So the next PhD candidate we have Fazil Wahab. So he will share his thoughts on it.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Fazil. As you can see on the screen. I won't go through the achievements, but rather give you some advice. So the advice from my side could be, don't be hard on yourself. Things could take, things could change, and it could take time. For social sciences, because we presented the slides and everything else, they were completely different than the social sciences experience. I'm from IR and the Care of Global School of Asia Pacific. The process is a bit different. So if you have a question, you could contact me by email. You could find my profile on the university website or contact me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to answer any question and concerns.
Amazing, great. So another PhD candidate who is actually the senior most one, Muhammad Farouk, to share your insights.
रिसर्च वाली फिर मैं यूनिवर्सिटी से आगे कर रहा हूँ मेरी जर्नी जो है पाकिस्तान में मैं एज ए ऑफिसर काम कर रहा हूँ रिसर्च ऑफिसर वैल्यू रिसर्चमेंट और मेरा तकरीबन 10 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है इससे पहले मैं तकरीबन इधर 2-3 जेडी है तो पहली मेरी जेडी मैंने यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी थी और लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो डिग्री ड्रॉप हुई थी कोविड के दौरान और अब मैं दोबारा यहाँ पे मैंने थॉट क्लिक किया है, ये मेरा सेकंड टाइम मैंने थॉट क्लिक किया है। तो यहाँ पे मैं इनवाइट ग्रेड्स बाय यूनिवर्सिटी का काम कर रहा हूँ ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, और जो लोग एग्रीकल्चर के स्कॉलरशिप विन करना चाहते हैं या जो एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड से रिलेटेड है वो भी बराबर कर सकते हैं फेसबुक पेज या फिलिंग मशीन की प्रोफाइल है, और वी कैन मेरी प्रोफाइल है उनकी तो लैब की जो है वो भी मेरी प्रोफाइल अवेलेबल है, उसी तरह से भी मेरे से रहा है।
Right, thanks. Interesting journey. So now next we have postdoc Shiraz Alvi. So he will share his experience. Yeah, your journey, your experience both.
मेरा नाम सिराज है, मेरी 9 साल से यहाँ खंडवा में हूँ, और मैं भी उन्हें PhD स्कॉलरशिप लेकर आया था। वहीं पे मैं अभी तक पढ़ाता रहा हूँ, पोस्ट डॉक करता रहा हूँ, अभी दोबारा पोस्ट डॉक कर रहा हूँ। और ये जो लिंक्स वगैरह पूछ रहे हैं, मैं चैट देख रहा हूँ आप लोगों की, ये अगर आप लिंक्स नहीं ढूंढ सकते ना, आप स्कॉलरशिप नहीं ढूंढ सकते। बी सीरीज 3 से कम GPA है तो हार्ड समथिंग एल्स, उसमें होने वाला आपका कम से कम 3.5 से ऊपर GPA लेनी, 3.6 से ऊपर 6.5 से ऊपर राइट्स है, फिर किसी सीनियर को कांटेक्ट करें, प्रोफेसर को कांटेक्ट करें, बी रीजनेबल, डोंट CC lot of professors in one email, just contact one person in a department at a time, unless he says yes or no, और सब कुछ अच्छा है। 1 रुपया भी मैंने आ दिया, स्कॉलरशिप कर रहे हैं, बातें कर रहे हैं, आप भी हैं, मोस्ट वेलकम।
Yeah, great, Shiraz. So now, yeah, yes. So another PhD candidate we have Saada Ayub. Is she here? Okay, the next PhD candidate we have Hinna Altaf. Yeah, if you please share your insights.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Sinanda. I'm doing PhD in Public Policy and Governance from Crawford School of Public Policy. That is a sub-school of ANU College of Law, Governance and Public Policy. My research is on just transition in Global South. I hold a master's from Tsinghua University from Beijing. I was a gold medalist there. Previously, I did study environmental science and zoology from Canberra University, and I hold a gold medal from there as well. After coming to civil services, I changed my path and I got into sustainable development and public policy. So if you're thinking to change any kind of path, if you study something else in undergrad and you're thinking to take another field in master's and PhD, that's very much possible. You just need to coordinate with the relevant professors. You just need to go through their profiles, see what they're working on, their research interests are either they align with yours or not, and just contact them, 2 professors at a time. And I see the comments in the Facebook Live, like so many people are asking about the undergrad. Undergrad is a totally different scenario other than like masters and PhD. You just have to research through. You don't need to contact the professors for undergrad. Just go through the application process, complete your documents, like either it's IELTS or any kind of university-related test, and you can just apply directly for undergrad. You don't have to contact the professors or go through their profiles. Thank you.
Thank you. So another PhD candidate we have Nimra Sadaf. Is she here? Okay. So another we have master candidate Zoha Shakir. Could you please share your experience?
Assalamualaikum everyone. मैं एक सरकारी मुलाजिम हूँ, सरकार से छुट्टी लेकर आई हूँ यहाँ पर और पढ़ भी रही हूँ, एंजॉय भी कर रही हूँ, घूमते भी रही हूँ। मैंने ऑलरेडी बहुत ज्यादा बोली है, इसलिए मैं अभी यहाँ पर ज्यादा नहीं बोलूँगी। All I want to say is if you have any specific queries, you may reach me out on my LinkedIn. Thank you.
All right, great. So another candidate we have as a student is Muhammad Naeem Ragzai. Okay, so the next we have Shamsa Yusuf. She's here, so please share your insights.
Hello, my name is Shamsa Yusuf. I'm doing the Masters of Climate Change from ANU. And previously, I did a Masters in Economics from University of Canberra and then I was in project management. And the hardest thing was managing the health insurance for the family. It was very, very difficult for me. And I was coming to Australia. Thank you very much.
Right, thanks for sharing your challenge. So another student we have Numan Wahed. So he will share his experience.
My name is Mohammed. And I'm doing the Master of International Law and Diplomacy. I got my bachelor's in Australia as well. I completed the University of Government and International Relations. The master's program is not as same as the PhD programs, but they are quite interesting, especially in the field of international law and diplomacy. But helps a lot to experience cancer because you're in the University of Australia and all the university international sectors. That's why I'm on right now. And within
Right, so we have the next last student of the master student, Abdullah Mahmood. So please share your experience.
First part of the youngest one, yeah. I'm doing a double bachelor's in advanced computing models R&D, and the second one is a bachelor's of applied analytics. I don't really have much experience as obviously the PhD students or the master's student, but what I would say is when you come to Australia as an undergrad, you join society as much as you can because they kind of remind you of where your days are. Yeah, that's about it.
Right, dear thanks for all of the PhD candidates who shared their insightful experiences about their PhD journey. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
जरा नम हो तो ये मट्टी बहुत जरखेज है साकी. Thank you everyone for sharing such inspiring experiences. As we approach the conclusion of this enriching event, it's my privilege to invite Mr. Yaver Abbas, Chargé d'Affaires at the Pakistan High Commission, to deliver his final reflections and formally bring this session to a close.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'll start by saying that how immensely proud I am of this audience. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. It's a real pleasure, and we are very lucky at the Pakistan High Commission that all of you have taken out time and joined us. And in order to identify with you, I am also wearing very proudly my college tie. I'll begin with thanking all the students of ANU, Pakistan Student Association, especially Bilal Sahab, Madam Zoha, Hasnain Sahab. Thank you very much for bringing this event together. I would also specially mention and thank Syed Kashif Jahan, Project Director at HEC, for joining us and speaking to us. HEC's support means a lot to us. Thank you very much, sir. I would acknowledge the presence of Dr. Muhammad Kavish. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Dr. Khadija, who has left for a meeting. Dr. Tanveer Saab जो हैं ACT में पहले उर्दू स्कूल के फाउंडर हैं और उनको मधु करने का सबसे बड़ा मकसद ये है कि वो अच्छी उर्दू बोलने वाले वॉलंटियर्स उनको हर वक्त चाहिए होते हैं. तो आप में से कोई अगर वीकेंड पे वॉलंटियर वर्क करना चाहता है तो डॉक्टर साहब इधर बैठे हैं, उनके साथ रब्ता करें और वो आपको गाइड करेंगे. आप फिर पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ा सकते हैं. Thank you very much, Jair Saab, for joining us, Ari Saab. I'll especially mention Dr. Harun Farooq, Head of Department, Electrical Engineering, UT Lahore Rachna Campus, for joining us online. Thank you, sir. And lastly, I would mention that the High Commission is lucky to have a PhD scholar in the ranks of its officers. Dr. Arshad Abbasi, he serves as a living bridge between the High Commission and academia of Australia. For those who have joined us online from Pakistan, thank you very much for your interest in the event. There are a lot of questions about undergrad program, but this program is specifically for higher education. So given your enthusiasm, inshallah, ये जो हमारी opportunity हमारे फॉर्मर हाई कमिश्नर जनाब जाहिद हफीज चौधरी ने शुरू की थी, हम डिफरेंट सेशंस इसमें करते हैं और हमारे जो नेक्स्ट सेशन है वो सुजाहिर साहब की मदद से हम इंजीनियरिंग पे करेंगे और हम एक पोस्ट ग्रेड पे भी करेंगे। यहाँ हमारे जो पोस्ट ग्रेड वाले अंडर ग्रेड वाले जो हमारे साथी हैं, तो वी कैन डू अ प्रोग्राम इन आवर नेक्स्ट सीरीज। लेकिन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई share a few words about the higher education opportunities in Australia, and I'll tell you why Australia remains a top destination for international students. The first thing is Australia has a very strong culture of student presence. It matters a lot. There are over 600,000 student visa holders in Australia. So in major cities, you will see hubs of students, and it is very helpful for international students. Australia offers world-class education. It has around 42 universities, and these universities offer more than 22,000 courses in diverse fields, including niche areas. The students who come to Australia for education, they are allowed to work for 48 hours in a fortnight during semesters. So this allows them to gain valuable experience before they graduate, which eventually helps them to find jobs. They can also financially support themselves while they are studying. Some of them even afford to pay their fees. The most important aspect of education from Australia is it leads to pathways for skilled immigration and permanent residency. Now, Pakistan and Australia have a bilateral dual nationality arrangement. So you can be a Pakistani national and Australian national at the same time. And because of the pathways for skilled immigration, Alhamdulillah, our community in Australia is growing. We are very proud of 130,000, excluding the students, 130,000 Pakistani diaspora members, most of whom are professionals and most of whom have studied from Australia. We are very proud of them. They are one of the most diverse and most vibrant Pakistani communities abroad. And I can just share a figure that the national average of university holders in Australia is a little more than 20%. While Pakistani diaspora members who are here, 52% of them hold a university degree, which is a big achievement. Another advantage of education from Australia is high employability. 90% plus of international graduates from Australian universities get jobs within months. Not only in Australia, but in the wider Pacific region and in other countries as well. One of the most interesting aspects of Australian higher education scene is the multicultural environment from which students benefit a lot. Australia is known for its multiculturalism. Approximately 30% of Australians are born abroad. So you can imagine the respect for multiculturalism in this country, and as a result of that, we have strongly established community centers, communities in major cities like Sydney, Melbourne. Even in Canberra, we have a small but very vibrant Pakistani community. And when there is presence of Pakistani community, it benefits students a lot. You can find Pakistani chai, Pakistani masale, halal meat. I'll just remind you that Australia is world's largest exporter of halal meat. So these are the connections that the higher education students find very useful. Then higher education in Australia is also helping its economy. In the last financial year, international students and international education emerged as Australia's fourth largest exports, generating a record 50 billion Australian dollars for the economy. Presenters talked about the group of 8, the prestigious Australian universities. These 8 universities produce 70% of Australia's research and rank in the top 100 globally. So this is the quality of education that Australia is very proud of. The group of 8 collectively contributes over $66 billion annually to the economy and supports over 73,000 full-time jobs every year. Then Australian universities have produced Nobel laureates and big names. 12 Nobel laureates have been affiliated with Australian universities, either as alumni or faculty members. The prime example is of Mr. Brian Schmidt, Vice Chancellor of the Australian National University, who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2011. ANU is ranked number 1 in Australia and has consistently remained in the top 30 universities around the world. ANU alone has produced 6 Nobel laureates. So all of you from ANU should be immensely proud of yourself. Now, coming to Pakistani students outside in Australia, we have around 30,000. ये तालियां मैंने अपने लिए नहीं बजवाई थी, ये आप लोगों के लिए, because you should be proud of yourself. Most of you are studying from the top university of Australia. So coming back to Pakistani students in Australia, there are about 30,000 Pakistani students enrolled in Australia, including 110 HEC scholars. And we are thankful to HEC for sponsoring and investing so much in higher education in Australia. These hundreds of Pakistani academics, scientists, postdocs contribute to the Australian research across STEM, social sciences and health. I'll also, because I was reading the comments on the from our online participants, so I'll highlight some of the niche areas with emerging opportunities for Pakistani students. Most is climate and environmental science. Australia is a global leader in climate research, reef conservation and sustainability. And these areas align with Pakistan's environmental challenges. Similarly, agri-tech and water management is also an important area because Pakistan, you know, is facing water stress and food security issues. So Australian universities like University of Queensland and ANU offer strong programs in agroeconomy, irrigation systems and drought resilience. And I'll share with you that we have the High Commission and the Government of Pakistan has a very strong collaboration with the Australian Department for Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. And this department is supporting at least 13 research projects in agriculture and water management in Pakistan. And Australian and Pakistani scientists are contributing to Pakistani economy. Other areas are space science and astronomy, cybersecurity and AI. University of New South Wales, ANU and Monash lead in cutting-edge AI, data science and cybersecurity education. So these niche areas not only generate employability, but they also contribute to the society not only in Australia but also in Pakistan. And this brings me to the important aspect of how Pakistani students who like you, those present in the audience, how can you contribute back to your own country? The first thing is use as an academic bridge. You can build research collaborations between Australian and Pakistani universities. You can facilitate student exchange or engage in activities for scholarship awareness. This session is one of such efforts. Dr. Kavish is sitting here. Dr. Kavish, I know, visits Pakistan and he organizes joint collaboration between ANU and Pakistani universities, which is, and we are very proud of you, Dr. Saab, and I hope other PhD scholars who later on will become faculty members, they can also engage in such activities. Another important thing is you can promote soft diplomacy. Now, I'll be very honest with you. You can contribute more than career diplomats can contribute. Career diplomats like me or Abbasi Saab, the Australian host government and the Australian society already know that we are well behaved. They know that we strongly advocate for our country and our society because we are paid for it. But when you represent Pakistan in multicultural and academic forums positively, it goes a long way. When you share your authentic stories and achievement, you challenge all these stereotypes. I request you to wear your Pakistani identity as a badge of honor. And we have a lovely country. In the recent conflict, Pakistan showed its resilience, and we were able to humble and humiliate a very stronger adversary. And we garnered international respect for our resourcefulness and our resilience. So you are a bright future of Pakistan. I hope that you contribute positively to the society of Australia and Pakistan. Other things that you can do is guide aspiring Pakistani students through webinar, blogs, alumni networks like Shujar Saab is doing. He's heading the UET chapter. So all the UETs of Pakistan, he's connected to them through his UET chapter in Australia. You can share diaspora insights with Pakistani embassies, Pakistani missions in education departments of Australia or other missions of friendly countries. And most importantly, you can bring back best practices to Pakistan. Introduce inclusive, tech integrated and research oriented teaching models to your own country. Then you can use skills in AI, climate science, public health and water management for solutions to local problems in Pakistan. And lastly, I would also mention that the most important thing you can do is support education equality in Pakistan. And you can do that through supporting NGOs, scholarships for underprivileged students. There is an Oxford Pakistan program in which Malala Yousafzai funds a few scholars. Punjab government is funding scholars. Affluent Pakistanis are contributing to that program. So people like you can make an ANU Pakistan program. Start with one scholar. I'm sure there are affluent people throughout Australia who will be genuine Pakistani scholar, a very bright person with underprivileged background. So, and this contribution can then slowly grow. I'll end with saying thank you again. Enjoy the cold weather of Canberra. Canberra is a small city. It is not just Australia's political and diplomatic capital, but it is also a research and innovation powerhouse. Have a nice weekend, and I hope you come across a few kangaroos during the weekend, because kangaroo appears on the seal of many government departments of Australia and many universities like University of New South Wales and University of Sydney. Can anybody tell me why? National animal, yes, but what is its symbolic representation? So it symbolizes progress. Since kangaroos only move forward, never backwards. So let us all behave like kangaroos. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful words. This event would not have been possible without your leadership, dedication, and coordination. We are truly grateful for your unwavering support in making today's gathering such a meaningful success. Thank you, everyone, for taking time out of your busy routines to attend this event, whether physically or virtually, and contributing to it. Thank you to all the esteemed guests sitting in the front row. Your presence is truly appreciated. I now invite all of our guests, speakers, and all the students to kindly proceed to the front for a group photo. Following the group photo, you're warmly welcome to enjoy a fantastic cup of tea. Thank you so much.